Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about how to get more than 4 perks with the relic, the Vril Sphere, in Black Ops 7 Cursed mode. So with the Vril Sphere, you can only get 4 perks, just like in games like Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3. However, with there being so many different ways to get extra perks in this game, I wanted to see which ways would give you more than 4 and which ones wouldn't, so that you're not out there wasting any gobblegums or anything like that. So the way that it normally works is once you get to 4 perks, the 5th perk that you buy will actually replace your first perk. So you'll kind of see this later through the video. But the way that I wanted to see this is if you also got free perks from other things before you hit that 4 perk limit. I had heard that sometimes if you got extra perks that got rid of those would still be there as like a permanent perk almost. So that was also something that I wanted to test in this video. So the first perk that I got was Melee Macchiato, and I know that that seems crazy as the first perk to get out of 4, but I wanted to make sure that my first perks were ones that I could test to make sure that I knew that I had them, so that later on down the line, when I did get one of the free perks, if that pushed this one out of that first slot, I would still be able to test to see if I still had it as like a permanent perk. So the second perk that I got was Death Perception, and that was actually a free one that I got from doing the challenges with Toxic Growth and the Spores. And I wanted to see if later on down the line, after I got to the 4 perk limit, if this one would even count as having a perk, and if I could just get a 5th one for free just from buying it from the perk machine. Then the 3rd perk that I bought was Vulture, and the 4th perk that I bought was Juggernog. So the 5th perk that I bought was Double Tap, and it actually was only 4,000 points, which is how much your 4th perk normally costs, but because I had gotten that free perk earlier from the Spores, it doesn't actually count towards the increasing price of your next perk, so I really thought that this had a chance of being able to give it to me as my 5th perk and not counting that free one that I got as a perk. But unfortunately it did, and it completely replaced my Melee Macchiato, and I no longer had Melee Macchiato to use. So now that I knew that that free perk did still count towards your 4 perks, I wanted to try to gain additional 4 perks by using some things like gobblegums and also trying to do some of the trials. So initially I used my On the House to see if I could get a 5th perk, and it didn't. It just gave me stamina up and completely replaced my Death Perception, and even though I did get it as a free perk, it still wasn't kind of staying as like a permanent perk sort of thing. I still wasn't getting that effect. Death Perception was just completely gone, lost to the ether. So the next gobblegum that I wanted to try was Raindrops. So I popped the Raindrops, I got the free perk, and it just gave me back Death Perception and completely replaced my Vulture. So yeah, that once again, a second gobblegum that did not work towards giving me a 5th perk. So then I also had Soda Fountain on hand to try out, so I popped a Soda Fountain, I bought back Vulture, and it did give me the extra bonus perk. With Soda Fountain, it gave me a free Wisp Tea, but it did get rid of Juggernog and Double Tap to keep me at that 4 perk limit. So a third Gobblegum Soda Fountain that also doesn't work to give you more than 5 perks. Now, as I was going through my game, I was collecting the parts to get a free Quick Revive from the fountain machine in the Exit 115 Diner, and if you want to know how to get these free perks, you can get multiple ones. There's Stamina Up, there's Quick Revive, there's Juggernog, and Speed Cola. There's a lot of other YouTubers that have guides for those, so I'm not going to go through how to do that here, but that is one little side Easter egg in-game that I wanted to test out to see if that was able to get me past the 4 perk limit. So I actually went ahead and drank that, and it did actually give me a 5th perk. So this is the first way that I was actually able to get more than 4 perks in my game, and that was through doing this side Easter egg to give myself that perk. And what's interesting about this is it doesn't actually count towards your perks that you can buy in-game. So you could buy 100 more perks, and they would just keep replacing the ones that you bought. It wouldn't touch your Quick Revive at all. Your Quick Revive would just stay there until you go down. And if you do go down and lose it, you can buy 4 perks again and then rebuy whatever your 5th free perk was, and it'll give it back to you in that 5th perk slot. But if you bought it before you bought your previous 4 perks, then it's just going to act like a normal perk. It has to be the 5th perk that you buy. But it does not count as just like a general 5th perk slot. You can't buy any other perk as your 5th perk. This is the only perk that will work as your 5th perk. I also tested getting another perk from the Spores after I got my 4 perks to see if that would give me a 5th perk, and that didn't. And then I also tried doing the TED trials, getting that to Legendary, getting one of the free perks from that, and it also did not give me a 5th perk. And the last thing, of course, that I had to test was the Perkaholic Gobblegum. So I hopped into a new game, popped the Perkaholic, and thank goodness this one did actually give me the full Perkaholic effect. So, TLDR, what did we learn? There are only 2 ways with this relic that you can get more than 4 perks, and that is by doing the fountain drink Easter egg and also by using a Perkaholic. So please do not go into your games and waste your On the Houses, your Raindrops, and Soda Fountains trying to get that 5th perk, because they are not going to work. These are the only 2 methods that you can use so far to get that. And if anything else changes, or they patch anything, or anything else is discovered, I will update in the description for that, so be sure to check that out.